Assalamu alaikum students. So today we are going to start with Kingdom Animalia part 1. Now starting with our chapter, the question arises why classification of animal is needed. So behind this, before going to this answer, I would like to say you that animals are broadly classified into chordates and non-chordates, but you all have seen all the different type of animals are there. Do all the animals they look alike? No, all the animals they don't look alike. All are different. They all exhibit the different types of similarities and differences. Okay, they have a wide diversity among them. So basically, first of all, we should know what do you mean by animals. Animals, they are eukaryotic multicellular heterotrophs that lack cell wall. So in animals, they don't contain cell wall. As you all have already studied Kingdom Plantae, in that you have studied that plant contains the cell wall, but animals don't. They don't contain the cell wall. And animals, they are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means they make their own food. Okay, they don't depend on the others for their food, but they make their own food. Plus they are multicellular. They are not unicellular, but they are multicellular. Then they are capable of locomotion or body movements. They can easily locomote their body from one place to another. Then they possess the different types of nervous systems also, and they have the specialized sense organs for coordination of different system. So on the basis of all these different types of criterias, animals are broadly classified into chordates and non-chordates. Plus they have been kept into different groups. Okay, like the criteria for animal classification is done on different types of things. Basically the criteria is done on what things that we will see in the next slide. Now the criteria for animal classification. So the kingdom Animalia is basically classified into different phyla. I'm not saying phylum, but I'm saying phyla. If we consider if it belongs to one group, then it is called as phylum. Otherwise, if it belongs to different types of groups, then it is called phyla. So, kingdom Animalia is classified into different phyla on the basis of the following criteria. In front of you, there are all the 6 criterias are there. The first one is the number of germ layers, animal body plan, then body symmetry, body cavity, okay, body segmentation, and body support. So on the basis of all these criterias, animals are classified into different phylas that we will see in the next slide in more detail. Now moving on to our first criteria, that is number of germ layers. Number of germ layers. So basically there are 2 layers. Germ layers means there are 2 layers, diploblastic and triploblastic. Before going to these 2 words, I would like to put highlight on what do you mean by number of germ layers. See, every multicellular organism, it begins the life form from a single cell, and that is called as zygote. I am repeating my statement that each and every organism on the earth, on this planet, it begins its life from a single cell, and that is called as what? Zygote. The zygote divides and redivides to form the mass of cell. These cell gets arranged into 2 or 3 layers, and these 2 or 3 layers, they are called as germinal layers. So in front of you a figure is given, or the 2 side figure is given. These layers you can see, these layers, they are nothing but these are the two to three layers, they are called as what? Germinal layers. So basically it is formed when the life starts. When the beginning, it is just formed in the beginning of the life from a single cell, and this single cell, which is called a zygote, it divides and redivides, and then they form the mass of the cell. एक mass बना लेते हैं वो लोग cell का, and then these cells get arranged into 2 or 3 layers, and then this layer, it is called germinal layers. Okay. Now, when an organism shows only 2 layers, that is outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. Okay, when an organism shows only 2 layers, that is outer ectoderm, outer layer is called ectoderm, whereas inner one is called endoderm. Then these 2 derms, they are separated by non-living substance that is called mesoglea. It is called diploblastic animal. So here the meaning of the diploblastic comes. What do you mean by diploblastic animals? When in any of the organism, it shows only in the starting of the developmental period, when it shows only 2 layers, that is outer ectoderm and inner endoderm, and both of these layers, outer and endoderm, when it is separated by non-living substance, the name of that non-living substance is mesoglea. Then this situation or condition is called as what? Or this type of animal, it is called as diploblastic animal. And when an organism shows 3 germinal layers, that is outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, and middle one is mesoderm, it is called triploblastic animals. Okay. Now, I also want to say you that the word ecto means outer and endo means inner. Okay, ecto means outer and endo means inner. And derm, the word derm, D-E-R-M, the word derm means the upper portion, the skin, the skinny portion. Derm means layer. Dermis is the layer, the upper portion. So the ectoderm is the outer dermis, outer layer, and endoderm is inner layer. Okay, so therefore the name is ectoderm and endoderm, whereas very similar to that of the mesoderm. Meso means middle and derm means layer. Dermis is the skin, that is the layer. Okay, so this is called as what? Ecto, endo, and mesoderm. I hope you all got what do you mean by diploblastic and triploblastic animals, and what do you and why the and here we have completed the first classification, number of germ layers. Now the second criteria is animal body plan. There are 3 basic body plans among the animals, namely the first one is cell aggregate plan, second one is blind sac body plan, and third one is tube within tube body plan. First we will study the first one, that is cell aggregate plan. Now I'm going to talk regarding the first one, cell aggregate plan. Cell aggregate plan. In this, it includes the simplest type of animals like sponges. The animals show aggregation of cells. Means what? Well, all the cells, they come at one place, they aggregate and they combine at one place. That is called aggregation of cells with least division of labor. It will not divide or redivide. The cells do not form tissue or organ. There is no nervous coordination between them. So this is called as what? Cell aggregate plan. In this, only all the cells, they come at one place and they combine, and they don't divide or redivide further. This type of body plan is called cell aggregate plan. Now moving on to the next body plan is blind sac body plan. It is shown by little complex animals. There is a digestive cavity with a single opening. In this blind sac body plan, there is a digestive cavity with a single opening which acts as a mouth as well as anus also. It means it has this type of animals, they have a digestive cavity And this digestive cavity, they have one opening also, and that opening, it will act as mouth also as well as anus also. And as it has only one opening and they are acting as mouth and anus also, therefore it is called as what? It is called as what? Incomplete digestive system. This type of system is called incomplete digestive system. Now, in this type of body plan, the food is ingested and digested through the same opening, that is mouth. खाना एक ही तरफ से आता भी है और बाहर भी जाता है. So this type of opening or digestive system is called as what? Incomplete digestive system. This is all about the line sac body plan. Now moving on to the third body plan, that is tube within tube body plan. This body plan is present in all advanced and highly evolved animals. Digestive system is complete, having two separate openings. It is not like with the previous one. Here, the digestive system, they have two openings, where one will act as a mouth and the other opening will act as a anus. So, therefore, we can say they have a complete digestive system. This is all about the tube with it tube body plan. And here we have completed all the three different types of the animal body plan. Now the next one is body symmetry. Symmetry means similarity in shape, size and number of parts on the opposite side of a median line. On the opposite side of a median line. Okay. It implies that two halves obtained by drawing an imaginary line along the different planes are symmetrical, are similar and identical. In a very simple language, I would like to explain you all that if we cut the animals into two halves, then we get the two proper half same in size from both the side. The halves are similar, exactly similar. It should be exactly similar in shape also, in size also, and in number of parts also. Then this type of animals, they are symmetrical. So basically, animals may be asymmetrical, radially symmetrical, or bilaterally symmetrical. Now the first one, asymmetrical animals. The body of asymmetrical animals cannot be divided into two equal halves by any plane, like sponges and snails. You all are quite aware of snails. So if we cut the snail, they are not going to give a proper similar side of the exact. We will not get the exact two similar halves. So therefore, snail is the example of asymmetrical animals. Coming to the next one, radially symmetrical animals. In certain animals, body can be cut or divided into two similar halves in a number of planes. All these cuts pass through the center and appear like radii. This type of symmetry is called radial symmetry, and here the example is hydra and starfish. Hope you all have seen the starfish. If we cut the starfish from the middle, we get the all the two similar halves from any of the planes. We get the similar halves from all the different types of the planes. Okay. So therefore it is called as what? Radially symmetrical animals, because they forms the radii. It looks like the radii. Therefore they are called as what? Radially symmetrical animals. Now coming to the bilaterally symmetrical animals. Bilaterally means from both the sides. In this type, the body of an animal can be bisected by a single median or vertical plane. The two halves are identical, means both the halves are identical from both the sides. This type of symmetry is called bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. The example is fish or frog. Next one is the body cavity or coelom. Coelom means it is the space. So, body cavity or coelom, it is the space between the body wall and the alimentary canal, which is produced by splitting of mesoderm during embryonic development. Depending on the nature of coelom, there are three types of animals: acoelomate, pseudocoelomate. and coelomates. First one is acoelomates. In certain animals, there is no body cavity or coelom, hence they are called acoelomate. The space between the body wall and alimentary canal is filled with parenchymatous tissue. So this is all about the acoelomates. Coming to the pseudocoelomates, pseudo means false. False cavity means false space. Therefore it is called as what? Pseudocoelomates. Members of the phylum Hestelminthes, they show the false body cavity or pseudocoel. That is, the cavity between the body wall and alimentary canal is lined by patches of mesodermal cells, and it looks like a false cavity. Therefore they have kept in this category, that is called as what? Pseudocoel. Coming to the last, that is the coelomates. All the animals from the phylum Annelida onwards, they have true body cavity or coelom. In triploblastic animals, the mesoderm splits into two layers enclosing a cavity called coelom. The outer layer lines the body wall while the inner layer covers the alimentary canal. The cavity is filled by coelomic fluid. In some animals like cockroach, body cavity is filled with blood, hence it is called hemocoel. Next one is body segmentation. It is also called as metamerism. It is also called as metamerism. Body segmentation. It is a series of successive units or segments arranged along the length of body of the animals. When the external segmentation of the body coincides with internal segmentation, such animals are called metamerically segmented, and the phenomenon is called metamerism. And the example here is earthworm. Earthworm will give the best example for this type of segmentation, for this type of the body type, that is a body segmentation. Coming to the last criteria for animal classification, that is the body support. The external or internal framework which provides a support to the body is called skeleton. It is of two types, exoskeleton and endoskeleton. The lower group of animals possess only exoskeleton for protection, example cockroach, while higher animals possess both the exoskeleton as well as the endoskeleton, example fish, cobra, parrot. So this is all about the body support. Thank you all. So now in the next lecture, I'm going to discuss all the remaining part of our chapter. Thank you so much.